what I'm trying to do is, let's say I have a payroll application.
Okay.
Right, everybody gets paychecks. So payroll application, how does it work? You enter your timesheet. Your employer sees that I have two employees, Pritesh and Nirali. So Pritesh need to be paid 1,000 and Nirali needs to be paid 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a website called payroll paycheck.
Yep.
So how do you test this website? If the developer didn't give you any test data, you don't have any employee in the system, how are you going to test this thing?
You have to create it.
You have to create it by yourself. You have to
to
create
test
an
it.
employee in the system.
This is
From
even
the back end,
before
from
it
here
gets to
itself, you
here.
enter one employee here and information
So
here.
whatever you create
Salary.
is test data.
Yes, whatever you create, that is tested.
And then when you test it, it's different.
So then you come to the website here, and then you start. You go ahead and view all my. There might be a functionality, right? View all my employees. So it should show the values that I entered here. It should show me those two names. When I go to my report section into my website, that show me the total number that I have to pay this month. So what should be the total number for the monthly? Guys, come on.
Lump sum?
Yeah. Sum of how much?
7,
Yeah.
8,
1,000.
No, you had
No,
six
I said per
employees.
month. Let's say how much I have to pay in February.
depends on your employees. So
No,
said
you
lump
can
sum.
see that right in the table.
Yeah.
How much total?
3,000?
3,000. How come 3,000? Why 3,000? Tell me.
But we have four people there.
Yeah, but there's
Not
two
4
different
people. We have
employees.
2 people, but we have
Two different
4
payroll
paychecks.
months.
Let's say I have two. You two are my employee, and this is your paycheck. For January I'll give you one. For February I'll give you one. For January I'll give her, and for February I'll give her.
Is it 4 paychecks?
So it's a 4 paychecks.
But the amount is different.
Amount is different. So I want to find out monthly how much is my expense in salary.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, like, how come it's 3,000 when we have 4?
So now tell me in January how much did I pay to you? How much I paid to you January? Let's say you are Pritesh.
1,000.
So in January what is my salary?
1,000.
1,000. And she is Nirali, let's say, right? What is her salary?
2,000.
So in the January how much I paid?
3,000.
3,000. So I want to predict. I entered one more employee here, or I entered 5 more employees here,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to find out how much I have to pay at the end of month. I want to estimate that.
So you have to calculate everybody's
Everybody's salary.
salary.
So that's what we are going to do it programmatically.
Wow.
Right? So now if you have to do it in the back end, if you have to test this feature on the website itself. So let's say you are now employer. You go to your report, you log on to your paycheck
But
site.
you know, this is we do after all the testing is
No,
done.
this is even before we do the testing. If you have, let's assume that you have to test a feature called one report, where you go log on to your site and you find out what is my monthly expense in salary. There is a test case for that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here so far? So how do you test this feature? If you don't have if you have these values blank, you don't have anything. It will come 0 right over there.
Right.
So you go ahead into the database here and you enter these values by create these values manually. Let's say you manually forget the program. You go ahead and create this employee table, salary table, you insert the values in that. Then you go ahead and log into your website again. Then you check the feature.
This is exactly what they're trying to teach me now, because the other lady is leaving who was doing this.
So I'm glad you can make it this time with this class. Okay?
The teaching at work with people?
Well, they are trying. He asked the lady to teach me before she leaves, but we don't have time because we are so busy.
Okay, so now we understand what are the basic operations we are going to do with these tables.
Okay.
Right, select, insert. Now let's say we just viewed. Now you want to enter one more employee.
Still, like,
So
it's
you
would be
insert?
easier for us if we can go with you the same time.
Then it will be in the evening. By the evening time, I won't be able to finish only one command.
Okay, so now you're
Seriously.
saying what?
Now let's insert. Insert statement. Now you go ahead and enter one more employee here. Let's say Nona. So how do you enter programmatically?
We're adding one table.
You're adding another employee.
Adding in another employee. So what is the insert? Insert into table names and values. This is what we do here.
So you're adding another patient to already what you created before, right? If you're just adding another patient on here,
I'm sorry?
you're just adding another patient. Employee.
Adding an employee, yes.
So do you go back and what do? You go edit or?
No, no, I'll show you. How do we enter manually in that?
So you're saying we can't delete, we can edit, but we can add?
Yes, we can add an employee. We can add a record here. Let me come to that point. Wait.
So we can't change anything, we can just add it on if we want more employee.
Yeah.
Not on the same table? Right?
No, what I'm
You're saying we can add on, but you can't change, delete, you can add or edit, you can add on a patient. Add on an employee.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, this is basic. Okay. MySQL queries. This is not what I opened. There is one more file. Query. Okay. What I cannot modify is I cannot add one column here.
You can or you can't?
We cannot add a column here. If you want to create one more column here, you have to create the whole thing again.
Yeah.
But you can add one more row here.
That's what I'm saying.
Horizontally, you can add.
Okay.
So rows can be added to columns.
Columns cannot be.
And you can't
Simple.
change. Okay.
Now, in manually, how did we do it? We open this table itself, employee table, edit 200 rows, and we just go ahead and do it here. Nona and everything, right? And it will store all those things. Oh. Let's see. Oh.
So you wrote the command insert in table name value and then you do it.
So first I'm showing you how do you manually,
Okay.
right? Alex B. So it entered one thing here. Like if I go ahead and again still execute this command, it will show me Nona here.
Okay.
But I have to do it with program. So then you do insert. What is that? Insert into table name employee and values.
But it won't come up because I think you typed in employee wrong, right?
Employee. Okay. It's a table name. It's the column name. Yeah. So when you give the values here, you need to do it like this. You have to give a first value is what? Employee ID. See, we are trying to enter one more row here.
Okay, so
Right.
employee ID.
So the command here is insert into table. We are telling that insert into
Before?
this table employee. Insert into this table. So right, it's just a simplified, glorified way of telling the computer to do what.
To
So
pull
we
the
are telling that
information.
insert
And,
into
row.
this table and the values I'm specifying it now. So what should be my first value here? 4, right? The second value is name. So name should be in this format, in this one. Let's say yeah. Then what is the last name? Keres. I'm sorry for spelling. I'm not sure.
And then
Address
What is the address?
A random.
Okay.
And then VA.
State is VA. Right? That's it.
And
So
then you
let's
press
execute.
And if you
So it
type
says one row is affected. That means one row has been affected, means one row successfully inserted. If it's not, then it will throw you an error. Let's see that. Now what we do to retrieve all the data back? Which command? Select star from employee. Oh, we got EI in the system now.
okay.
Correct. Now if I enter 4 again,
Mm-hmm.
or let's say instead of here name, I'll put some junk character here. It's an integer. So that means it's a wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
This should be character,
Yeah.
The
but
name.
I'm putting a number.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's wrong, if I execute it, it did it. So there is no. I will show you that instead of 4, it's a character. It took that as a character. And where care. So it should be a numeric. So let's do that with salary. Right. So this should be numeric.
Mm-hmm.
So let's insert a value in salary. Values. What should be my paycheck? 1, comma, for let's say third employee should be, how much is the salary?
1,000.
Let's say 5,000. She's high paid.
IT.
And IT. Sorry. Paycheck ID. I'll show you the error. The problem is, let's say 5, it will insert properly here. DA. So it will insert it properly. Now let's do the select again. So we got one more paycheck. But if I try to do a character value here, something, then it will say an error. Right? It should be the same data type.
And then,
I'm sorry, say that again.
and then do you report that or what makes you an error?
No, this is your problem. This is
Okay,
not.
so you fix it.
This is because you are entering incorrectly. It's not something that the system is doing something wrong. You are inserting a wrong value in the system.
So basically, this is for functionality of the software. Or
Yes.
So we checking out if this probably working, right?
No, you are
When the
trying to
user
set
is
up
putting,
test
like,
data.
all
Let's
this
say
information.
you want to test the add vitals. You want to test one test case where a nurse can capture the vital and it should see the patient information when she scan it. But if there is no patient in the database, what do you do? Which command out of this you will use? Insert or select?
Select.
Why select? Select. What is the purpose of select command? To retrieve the data. Do you want to retrieve the data?
No.
So what do you want to do?
Insert.
Insert the patient. So what do you do here? Instead of employee, what you do here is insert into, if the patient table is there, insert into patient values, and then you enter the ID, patient ID should be 1. Then you go ahead and enter patient's first name and enter last name. And then you execute that. So it will create a patient into the system. Then you come with your device and then you scan it again. Is the patient exists? Now it's there.
Okay. So then it's passed.
Then it's passed. Then it's not passed. Then you can begin even testing.
But how you can test on this when you do the SQL, right? And if it didn't pass, so where are you writing this? The
No,
same backtracking?
This is not testing as of now. We have not begun the testing as of now. What we are doing is, if you want to test that vital, if you want to execute that 300 step of protocol, the one that you have, right? So in order to even start executing that test case, you need that data to be in the system.
So basically, we're doing this in the beginning.
In the beginning, yes.
We have to.
We have to do that.
How come you don't do that?
No, because the developers do this.
Yeah. So right now I'm showing you even advanced beyond.
He's just teaching us, but mostly testers don't really do that.
But if you tell that you know all these things, it's really impressive.
Right.
Yeah, but they're gonna let you do that then if you tell them you do that.
Yeah. So what's the problem? You learn it, do it. There are plenty of videos available.